Get ready for an unapologetically gruesome showcase of the most brutal moments in MMA history. From devastating strikes that leave fighters unconscious even before they hit the ground, slams that almost end careers, and knees that take the head off of the opponents in seconds. Join us as we discover the extreme side of MMA, where fighters go beyond the pain to bring glory to their name and entertainment to the masses. This video is a collection of the nastiest moments in all of MMA. So, hold on to your seats because it's about to get real. Starting off our list, we have a skull-crushing slam in store for you guys. The fight is from a lesser-known MMA championship series called the CSFC, Cage Steel Fighting Championship. This match happened quite a while back in the professional middleweight division. Adam Hadfield and Ashley Gibson clashed blows in the cage, but this would be a nightmare for one of them. After a measly 30 seconds of exchanging blows, Gibson ends up catching the left kick of Adam. He then rushes him while trying to lift him up. 2 seconds later, we see Adam soaring through the air and slamming headfirst onto the mat with one of the most gut-wrenching sounds.
Oh!
The impact left Adam unconscious, and his body was stuck in a rigid pose while shaking constantly. Not sure if he'd knocked his foe unconscious, Gibson proceeded to land blows to his head before the referee intervened. The fight was stopped and the paramedics rushed to the scene. If you're as concerned for his health as I am, not to worry. Adam later made a full recovery and is perfectly healthy. Knockouts aren't the only display of brutality the MMA has to offer. It was an eagerly awaited rematch between the two as Usman tried to defend his title against Masvidal. The first round started, and we saw both fighters landing shots that hurt the other. Attempts were also made for submission at some points. A few moments into the second round, we see Masvidal landing his jab and backing off, barely taking Usman's right hand to the chest. Masvidal smirked as he knew his opponent had taken much damage throughout the fight. This was his style, and the cockiness added to the mind games he played against his foes. But this fight wouldn't last much longer. We see Usman changing up from a defensive style and pushing back Masvidal with a series of checks to his kicks and blows to his hand. Then, in an instant, we see a big right hand take Masvidal out of the game. There was so much force in the right jab that it literally knocked the sweat off Masvidal. He went entirely unconscious and his body limp. He crashed to the ground and hit his head on his shoulder on the way down. Usman rushed in to cash in blows to Masvidal's head, ensuring his sure-shot victory. Everyone was in shock. Here we get to see Joe Rogan's shock reaction you might have encountered in many memes and videos on social media. One of the most horrible injuries the camera has ever witnessed in the MMA happened fairly recently. We have two of the industry's biggest titans, Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor, in the octagon. This was the third fight in their trilogy. Both were at one win by the time this fight took place in July of 2021. With one of the most notorious trash talkers in the ring that night, McGregor, the whole crowd was in an uproar. Love or hate him, he sure knows how to put on a show. The matchup was 5 5-minute rounds. Everyone knew that it would never last that long with these two in the octagon. It started off with McGregor using the best of his lower body to attack Dustin. Dustin, however, checked most of his kicks and rallied some hefty shots using his upper body. McGregor pulled him in for a submission win, but Dustin broke through successfully. Both got on their feet, and this is where we believe McGregor damaged himself. With a hard kick connecting to Dustin's elbow, McGregor could feel that his leg wasn't all right, and as he went back to put pressure on it, we could witness the sheer agony on McGregor's face as his left leg broke under him. Dustin, however, didn't realize that and went in with relentless blows to the fallen Irishman. McGregor learned the hard way that there's a reason why he's called Dustin the Diamond Poirier, ultimately ending the trilogy with Dustin's victory. Next up, we have one of the bloodiest fights in the octagon. Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena clashed it out for the women's bantamweight championship. The fight started off slow, with both the opponents taking their time to initiate the attacks. In the first round, Juliana landed some beautiful jabs, and Nunes was able to down Juliana with a hard right hand nearing the end of the second round. The third round ended with both of the fighters exchanging nasty blows, and Juliana sustaining a cut on her forehead during a submission maneuver. Round 4 also went by, with Juliana layering the mat with her blood as both of them tried to submit the other. At the end of the last round, Juliana was leaking blood from the deep cut she sustained. The crowd was concerned about the amount of blood loss Juliana was fighting through. In the end, both of the warriors were still standing, but Amanda Nunes would take the belt. Props to Juliana for pulling through the fight after riddling the octagon with her blood in a true warrior-like fashion. A quick reminder that if you guys are enjoying our video, make sure to hit subscribe so you can keep up with our entertaining content. We post similar content regularly, and you wouldn't want to miss out on the next video we have in store for you. Alright, back to right where we left off. Quite a few fights in the MMA have horrifying results, but this one would be on top of the list for many. In the welterweight series, Bellator 158 had Cyborg Santos going up against Michael Page. The 3-round duel between these two professionals in fighting history would have a tragic ending. Page, being the younger of the two, had a record of 10-0 at that time, while Santos was 21-17. The fight went its distance, with both fighters trying their best to submit the other. In the last round, Santos was trying to take a more defensive approach against Page's kicks as they were starting to damage him. As the second round neared the end, Page had his guard down as if trying to taunt his opponent. Santos took this opportunity and went in for a hard left. Page jumped and met his knee straight to the dome of Santos. Santos fell to the ground in excruciating pain, head in his hand. The fight was over, and some serious damage had been done. Here we could see Page's professionalism and sportsmanship, as he didn't go in to hammer down and confirm his win. He's always been a fighter who believes he can knock down his opponent again, and mostly doesn't resort to punching them when they're down. Later x-rays revealed that Page's knee had caved in and broken a portion of Santos' skull. Can you even imagine the force that it would take for bone to go through bone? However, after years of rehabilitation, Santos was healed. This knockout was a testament to MMA's brutality. Last on our list is a spinning kick that left everyone in shock. TUF 17 Uriah Hall versus Adam Seller didn't have an exciting ending. As the first round was ending, we could clearly see Uriah dominating Adam. Adam had taken a lot of damage from Uriah's jab and was seen struggling. As the timer was about to end, Uriah saw an opportunity when Adam came to a stop, trying to judge his opponent's next move. Uriah executed a beautiful spinning hook kick with his right leg and connected his foot to Adam's head, sounding almost like a whip. The ground-to-air missile was so brutal that Adam fell directly to the ground. He started breathing heavily as if his body was trying its best to keep him alive. The round was over, and with a moment of celebration later, everyone around the ring, even Uriah, looked concerned for Adam's health. Although deaths aren't common in MMA, the danger is always there. Paramedics spent minutes treating Adam, hoping that he'd wake up. The air of excitement changed to horror as Adam was unconscious for such a long time. There were tears on the coach's face. They almost thought he'd lost his fighter. Uriah was announced as the victor, but nobody was celebrating. MMA isn't for the weak of heart. Each fight is unpredictable in nature. At a moment's notice, things could take a turn for the worst. So, the fighters deserve all the appreciation for putting their lives on the line for everyone's entertainment. Hope you enjoyed the brutality MMA had to offer. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.